Hello everybody, Element 12 here, and welcome to the week 4 of MARTHMARCH. I still freaking love that. That gets me every time. But this week on MARTHMARCH, we're looking at Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, released in Japan as Fire Emblem Shin Ankoku Ryu to Hikari no Ken, which translates to Fire Emblem New Shadow Dragons of the Blade of Light, was released in Japan in August 2008 and released in America in February of 2009. This game stars Marth. Yep, the guy we frickin' named this month after, frickin' we get him. Frickin' what, like, Melee came out what, like 2001, 2002? And now we freaking finally get a game with them almost 6 years later. That's good. Marth is happy. But anyway, the plot of this game is relatively simple. It's basically Marth is the prince of a nation, is under attack. He's forced to leave his castle and attack the evil bad guy who's trying to bring across an evil dragon to destroy the world. Which, like I said, I'm not sure if I said this before, but like plots of Fire Emblem games are pretty simple. It's basically one of three things. Is either somebody trying to bring across a giant dragon, an evil god, or an giant evil dragon god. It's usually one of the three. There's not much of a difference, but that's kind of the simplicity of the game. So that's really fun. But yeah, so there's not much plot-wise. Plot's pretty basic. But what's new and good and awesome about this game? Well, there's quite a few things. Well, obviously it's released for the Nintendo DS. Having a touchscreen is really nice when you can just touch and swipe touch your unit, swipe where you want them to go, touch who you want them to attack, etc. It makes commanding everything a lot easier. Also, and this is the first American game to have reclassing, which is the ability to make any unit, for the most part, any other unit type as you want. It's like, hey, you sick of this knight? Now he's a cavalier. Yay! Kind of stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. Also, one big thing I really enjoy about this game the most, obviously Manakettis are back, which they technically weren't, they're Laguzas in the last few games, but no Manakettis. The actual Manaketти class is back. But there's two player classes that are new to this game, and for the most part in no other game since it, and are really fun classes. Those two classes are Ballisticians and Freelancers. The Ballistician is basically an overglorified archer that actually rides a ballista, which is basically a giant crossbow / catapult, which is actually really cool because like they have massive range. I think they have like range attacks from like 3 to 10 like spaces away, and they can do like arrows, they can launch rocks and stuff. It's really fun. I love having those that add extra strategy to the game. Also, the other class I mentioned was Freelancer, which is basically they can copy any unit for basically the rest of that chapter. It's like, hey, you sick of only having one Marth? Pfft, now there's 2 Marths! Yay! Life is happy! More Marth for your buck! So that's always fun to do. What's bad about this game? Well, permadeath is still a thing. And despite the fact that it's on the DS, and obviously the DS is not as good graphic-wise as the GameCube or the Wii, the 3D animations for the battle sprites don't look very great. Like, they look really bad. Well, not really bad, but like they look pretty dated. So it's kind of hard to look at and go, oh, this doesn't look lame at all. But yeah, it looks a little bit lame. I'm not a huge fan of the graphics. They look a little poopy. Also, one of the things that I personally really hate about this game is the fact that in a lot of Fire Emblem games, there's bonus chapters where, like, hey, you complete an optional objective, you get a bonus chapter. You can get rare items, money, secret units, whatever. In this game, the only ways to actually get any of the secret chapters is to purposely kill off people in your army. And that, I don't like that. That's just really stupid. Like, just think of it, like, avoid the fact it's a video game. Think of it as, like, they're your army. They're people that are fighting to defend you. You would want to do what you can to have as few casualties as possible, not to purposely kill off people. That's what the freaking villain would do. Just kill off as many people as they can, as long as they get their way. That's not something that Marth would do. Marth is the guy who wants to save everyone. It goes against the teachings of the game. And just honestly because of that, I don't really care for it very much. Also, the reclassing thing feels really needless And like this feels kind of lame and lazy and tacked on at the last minute. Cause it's kind of like, and not only that, it's just there's no real additional value to having units as other units unless you just want them to be, just for a chapter or two. Also, reclassing kind of eliminates the points and kind of the fun of getting characters. Because like when you get the Pegasus Knight for the first time, you're like, woo, we got a Pegasus Knight, she can fly everywhere. So like it makes it really fun when you get a new unit for the first time. But when you can just reclass anyone to be just about anything, it kind of ruins the fun of getting a new class. It's like, I can just make that class, whatever. So just like, I guess you just avoid like the bonus chapters and avoid the reclassing. You can still get a pretty fun game, but just in my opinion, it's one of the least favorite. It's one of my least favorite games of the series. Also, since I'm on the topic of it, this game this is actually a remake of the first game for the original Famicom. This game has a sequel for the Super Famicom, and that game also got Nintendo DS remake. Referred to in Japan as Fire Emblem. I'm not even gonna freaking try to say that. I'm just gonna put the name on the screen and put what it means on the screen, and you can pause it and look at it. Anyway, it was released in Japan in 2010. And you know what the fun thing about it is? We never got it in America. We just never got it in America. I mean, that's freaking stupid. Like, this game actually, as I've read and heard about stuff, it actually makes a lot of really good improvements over the last game. And it's supposed to be a really freaking good Fire Emblem game. But we just never freaking got it. What the hell, Nintendo? Like, you've been doing so good about giving us games. It's like, hey, you can have this one, 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 you can have this one. No! No more! No more Fire Emblem until you finish your broccoli, America! Or I guess Europe, since Europe never got it either. Or nobody got it, except for Japan. But just, this pisses me off so much. Like, I might get a little bit vulgar during this part, which I don't like to get vulgar very often, but that's bullshit. Like, if Super Mario Galaxy, or Mario Galaxy 2 came out in Japan, and nobody else got it, frickin' every fanboy would get their panties in a twist, and form a frickin' angry mob and charge Nintendo and write them, like, hundreds and millions of angry letters to say, we frickin' want our Super Mario Galaxy 2, blah, blah, blah. Because, yeah, but Fire Emblem, it's like, screw that, we don't frickin' care. It's just like, in my opinion, it's like one of the best franchises in Nintendo. For me, like, Nintendo franchises, basically Fire Emblem third, Pikmin second, Pokemon first. That's always the way it's gonna be. Fire Emblem means a lot to me. It's just, us not getting this game, it feels like it's stupid. Because we got all these games so far, it's like, why can't we get this game? Why can't we get this one? Why not? It's really dumb. I hate it. If there's a reason why, I don't know if there is. But I just wish we could have gotten it. It just pisses me off. So if you do want to play it, you can import it. I'm trying to import it right now. It's like $50, $60 to import. It's really expensive. Importing games is really expensive. But also, there is a translation patch if you have a ROM, but I don't support ROMs. I don't play ROMs. I don't have a DS ROM, for that matter. So I wouldn't be able to play it. But if you're into ROMs, you can go find a ROM for it. Otherwise, import it or just not play it, I guess. So, okay, that was a little more of an impassioned episode than I was hoping for, but stay tuned for next Sunday, which is the final Sunday of March, where we're going to be talking about Fire Emblem Awakening. Ooh. Alright, this is Element12 signing off, and I'll see you guys next week for the final episode of March. See you guys then.